Stop her!
Building lockdown sequence initiated.
What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today I want to talk about the closed beta for Mirror's Edge Catalyst. This game has been a long time coming for me. The original Mirror's Edge was easily one of my top 10 favorite games of the last generation, and I'm not one of those late arrivals either. I pre-ordered the game back in 2008. After years of waiting and surprisingly not really getting many other games that have tried this parkour style of gameplay aside from maybe Dying Light, we're finally getting another release. So how is this game looking in the beta? Let's take a look. First, I want to make it clear that this is the PS4 version of the beta. I also got into the beta on PC, but I just don't want to deal with the hassle of Origin right now, so I decided to check out this one first. And yes, that floating beta info floats around the screen the entire time. I'm sorry. It is typical for beta info to be displayed on the screen during betas, but leave it to EA to make it as annoying as possible. So let's start with the look of the game. The original Mirror's Edge had a unique style with everything being really sleek and clean. Lots of white. And I'm pleased to say that persists here. The environments are just beautiful. And I'm also impressed that the game runs at 60 frames per second on the console version, and it's fairly steady. With this being an open world game, obviously you're going to see some frame drops while running around the city, but it's not too bad. Though I didn't like seeing the frame rate dip in some of the story levels. Again, even though it wasn't that severe, in a fast-paced first-person game like this, frame rate drops really take you out of it. Also, probably a sacrifice made to keep up that frame rate. There's quite a bit of pop-in when you're running around the city, mostly texture pop-in with objects getting more detailed when you get right up to them. Still, visually, it looks really good. And to stay on the subject of visuals, let's talk about the cutscenes. They are fantastic looking. The level of detail on the characters is honestly pretty amazing. But again, there are some serious frame rate issues here, and I found it really distracting to watch a sequence jump around while trying to take in the story. But enough with that, this is Mirror's Edge, and the big question is, how does the game feel? Well, pretty great. As I stated at the beginning of this video, I'm a huge fan of the original, and as soon as I took control of Faith, it all came rushing back to me. The feeling you get as you glide through obstacles in this game, maintaining your high speed, is just something you don't get anywhere else, and it feels so frickin' good. And of course, now that the game is open world, you can feel free to run around and just explore the world at your leisure. I planned on only playing the game for like an hour or so to make this video, but quickly lost several more just zipping around the city. Just make sure to turn that pesky runner vision off when you do so. There's also an option to set it to classic, so you only see the red objects highlighted directing you to the objectives, rather than that obnoxious guideline. Plus, there's tons of collectibles hidden throughout the world, as well as timed challenges with leaderboards, so you can at least come across things to do while losing yourself in the environment. One of the things I had issues with early on though was performing the roll after a big jump to maintain speed. I'd remembered it from the past game, but thought maybe it just wasn't in this one or I was just really bad at it. Turns out, no, it's in the game, but you have to unlock it. Yeah, there's a progression system in this game with certain abilities needing to be unlocked. I also noticed that, at least in the beta, I started out with many of the moves, particularly the movement abilities unlocked from the get-go. And if the full game is going to start with all of these locked away, it's kinda gonna suck early on. I know that the adding of the progression system in Mirror's Edge Catalyst has been a big debate amongst the gaming community, and I think it does feel kinda tacked on. Rather than gaining XP to unlock a move, I think the approach in the original was better, giving you everything from the start and having you progress by learning how to use those skills more effectively. I think this is going to make getting better at the parkour kind of jarring, as you're going to be regularly adding abilities to your repertoire, changing the way you play. I think if they were going to add a progression system, they should have kept it away from the movement and focused on the combat. I really wouldn't have much of a problem feeling more powerful in combat as the game went on. Which, let's move over to the combat. Just as with the movement, it feels damn good. Pulling off combos and knocking enemies around is just as tight and satisfying as the parkour. To truly master this game though, it seems like you're going to have to use both effectively together, as you have the ability to hit enemies with well-timed attacks without breaking your momentum. Try to execute all of this perfectly while getting shot at from every angle, and you've got a pretty sweet experience. So after spending time with this beta, I am hopeful that Mirror's Edge Catalyst will be the Mirror's Edge sequel that I've been waiting for. I know the game got another small delay recently, and maybe that's to polish up some of the frame rate issues I cited in this video, which are really the only major issue I had with the beta. Long story short, I'm excited for this game's release. And with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know what you think about Mirror's Edge Catalyst in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel now and you can say you were a subscriber before it was cool. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.
She's out, Noah. If I hadn't been there... Good. Both of you get back here. Stay out of sight of the peat holes. I'll lead them off. Meet you back at the lair, Faith.